Absolutely. When you sign a contract to be an educator with any school district in the United States of America, your contract obligates you to protect the best interests of the school district, not the best interests of the students. This is where a lot of American African teachers get in trouble, understanding that they care about the children. And so they want to make sure that they're doing what's best for the child, but it doesn't work that way. That's why a few years ago, we had a situation where a few African American teachers at the Howard University Charter School were fired for teaching Black history to Black children at a Black college. Howard University fired them for deviating from the curriculum. So this is why, Dr. Linda, we as American Africans, those of us who care, have to build an independent school district for Black children. Why are we depending on white people and the United States government to properly educate our children? A nation that will enslave you, I can promise you, isn't interested in educating you. A nation that will dehumanize you, I can promise, isn't interested in educating you. The failure of Black children is as much on the shoulders of the Black community as it is on white America, because we're not doing anything except begging white people to do a better job. We are a $2 trillion community. We're the richest group of Blacks in the world. We're the 10th richest economy on the globe, and yet we don't have schools for our children. You know why? Because although the government doesn't care, obviously Black people don't care too much themselves.
Yeah. Yes. You said $2 trillion, not 2 million.
Trillion with a T.
Billion.
Trillion with a T. Black America is a $2 trillion economy.
And that leads me to my next question. How do we educate ourselves and our the Black people on group economics and building financial freedom?
My ancestor, for whom our school is named, the Honorable Frederick Douglass said, quote, "It is better to raise strong children than to fix broken men. It is better to raise strong children than to repair broken men." I'm bringing that up to say that we do not have to abandon our brothers and sisters of age, but we must focus the greater portion of our resources and energy on the proper raising and rearing and re-educating of Black children. We are ignoring the children and we're trying to resuscitate the adults. It doesn't work that way. I'm trained in mental health. My doctorate is in clinical psychology, the proper evaluation and diagnosis of mental illness. Do you realize, Dr. Linda, that most people who go to therapy will never get helped? Most people who go to therapy will never get helped. I believe the therapeutic success rate in America is between 15 and 35%, somewhere in there. Most people will never get helped. You know why? Because most people are not ready to change. In order to receive help, you have to be ready to change. So when you say, how can we re-educate our people? How can we fix Black America? I say it will be almost impossible to do that until you motivate Black America to want to change. The problem we have in these United States is that the average Negro thinks he's a success story if he imitates the white man. He thinks he's a success story as he moves out into the suburbs next to the white man. He thinks he's a success story if he carbon copies the white man and gets a white woman and works at a white firm. He thinks he's a success because the American white man is the most powerful white man on the planet. So it is difficult to get our people to understand that we are in a crisis when our people believe that everything white is right and what is black is wrong. My focus is on the children. If I can reach your brother or sister, I will do that. But my focus is not on the adults, because I know most people do not change. The average personality is fixed at age 5, almost permanent by age 15. And by the time a person is 30, they're going to die thinking and behaving the way that they think and behave today. So I am not too motivated to try to rescue 50 million Negroes. I'm going to focus my attention on those 25 million African babies who are innocent and whose minds have not yet been crystallized. Our first 200 years in America during slavery, because we were here before that, but specifically under European domination. For our first 200 years in the 13 colonies, we identified as African. That's why the earliest churches all have African in their name. The earliest social uplift organizations all had African in their name. The earliest schools all had African in their name. We knew who we were and we knew where we were from. Around the time of the Civil War, black leaders, mostly black clergymen, felt that if we would stop identifying so strongly with Africa and accept this newfound American identity, white people would treat us better. And you and I both know 400 years later that that strategy has not worked. Although that strategy has not worked, that technique is still very much alive in the minds of black people. Many of our people feel inferior to be called an African. They don't want anything to be associated with them and Africa. We have to understand something. We are a psychologically uncomfortable people. We're not comfortable with our hair. We're not comfortable with our skin. You think it's a coincidence that so many black women perm their hair, weave their hair, dye their hair blonde? Do you think it's a coincidence so many black men date outside their race? You think it's a coincidence so many black parents, even now in the 21st century, name their children with European names? We do not like who we are, but we will never be accepted by the people we want to be. So we are a race in between the oppressor and in between our origin. And that's why I refer to us as psychologically homeless. We are a psychologically homeless people. And until we address the issue of psychological homelessness, we will never heal from the Ma'afa. The Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for Pan-African Excellence will begin as an all-male academy, and it may evolve into a co-ed academy with boys and girls. But without question or apology, we are starting with the boys. And the reason we're starting with the boys is although our girls suffer some of the same devastating effects of miseducation in the public and charter school system, their effects do not even begin to come close to what is happening to black boys. Special ed, disproportionately black boys. High school dropout, disproportionately black boys. Psychiatric medication, disproportionately black boys. Juvenile incarceration, disproportionately black boys. And so we are starting with the boys because that is where the greatest need will be. Our curriculum, in addition to science, which is required, math, which is required, language arts, which is required, and civics, which is required, we will also teach political and military science. We want African children to understand why black people are dead last in the world today, politically and economically. We want them to understand the role of military, the role of war, and the role of white supremacy in the black man's current condition. We will also teach economic in financial science. So we want our children to be able to read the stock, to invest in stock, to understand real estate and how it operates, to understand international investments, to understand business planning. Our young men will be investing in penny stock in the 3rd grade. We want to get them comfortable with money and comfortable with building money, because the Black church has for too long taught Black people that money was the root of all evil. It is not. Money is not the root of all evil. Poverty is the root of all evil. We will also teach science of the Black man, woman, and child. We will teach our men how to be fathers, how to be husbands, how to be uncles, how to be cousins, how to be big brothers, how to be protectors of the Black women in the community without looking for any type of a sexual exchange, how to be strong men, divine men, African men, Black men. We will also teach African cosmology and astrology. They will learn about all the different diverse African spiritual systems, from the Dogon to the Akan to the Yoruba system and all of the other systems. We will also teach agricultural and agronomical science. We will teach our young men how to grow their own food, and there will also be dietary and nutritional science, which means we will teach our young men how to prepare that food. It doesn't matter how smart you are if you cannot protect and safeguard your life. Everything is being used as a weapon against African people. Food is a weapon. Medical care is a weapon. Recreation is a weapon. Education is a weapon. Jail is a weapon. Mass incarceration is a weapon. And so freedom dictates that what we must do as a people is build our own independent 21st century Black Wall Streets. And anyone who wants to help us out to raise money for this independent school, we will not be public, we will not be charter, we will be 100% do for self. Please get on your Cash app at $FDMG School, and you can donate on your Cash app. $FDMG School is the handle, or you could get on your PayPal. And the link on your PayPal is paypal.me/FDMG Academy. I repeat, especially for your international viewers, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. If anyone did not get that information, they can text message me 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, and I will give them the information that they need. And they can also go to my website, Dr. Linda, DrUmarJohnson.com, and sign up with our Loyal Donors Club. $50 a month bronze, $100 a month silver, $250 a month gold, $500 a month platinum, $1,000 a month diamond. Whatever you can give, we ask you to give in the name of African liberation.